it's Kimberly. Thank y'all for coming to my channel. Elizabeth Holmes was finally sentenced. She was sentenced to 135 months in prison, which turns out to be 11 and quarter years, 11 years, 3 months, and 3 years of supervision after she's released. Her defense team wanted no jail time and I believe 18 months of like home supervision or something like that. Just absolutely no jail time, which I find to be ridiculous, considering what she was charged with and what actually happened in the company, the amount of fraud that was committed in this company that she was CEO of. And she raised $945 million to start this company. And she was able, which that's no small feat by a businessman that is experienced for 20 or 30 years to be able to do that. I find it just astronomically unbelievable that she was able to do this at that age. And that the type of people who gave her money were the types like Rupert Murdoch, the Walton family from Walmart, Betsy DeVos, millionaire, billionaire type of people that invested in this company, which I just find that she must have been one hell of I don't know what kind of pitch she gave them, but that in itself is something that most business people cannot do. And the company she formed was a health technology company that was supposed to be able to diagnose from one single drop of blood, run literally 1,000 tests to diagnose conditions and get medical data from one drop of blood. And the company was named Theranos, Theranos, which was a combination of therapy and diagnosis, the name that she came up with. And in 2015, Forbes magazine gave a valuation of $9 billion for her company. And to get that amount of a valuation in that short of time is also amazing too. Just utterly amazing. And she was also named the youngest female billionaire by Forbes magazine, self-made billionaire, which is not a cash wealth, but on paper for the company because of the valuation of it. She also was in a relationship with Ramesh Sunny Balwani, who is about 18 years her junior, I believe 18 or 19 years her senior, much older than her. And she was in a clandestine romantic relationship, which was hid from most of the people in the company for most of the time from 2005 to 2016. And she met this guy when she was 18 or 19 years old, still a teenager. And he left his wife, and a year later, they moved in together, and she made him president of Theranos and made him COO, Chief Operating Officer. And he had no medical or any type of background, biomedical or any type of background like that. But I'm assuming because of maybe his experience in other business areas that she felt confident to have him as a partner. And also they were partners in life. And that relationship did not survive because of I believe the charges that were set forth, and also because the fraud charges that she was hit with in 2015 because of a Wall Street Journal investigation claiming that she misled investors with hyped up reports and material. And then she was ordered in 2018 by the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. She was charged with massive fraud. She was ordered to pay a $500,000 fine and to give back 18.9 million shares of the company's stock and of common stock. And also she lost voting control in the company and she also received a 10-year ban from serving as a officer of a public company. And she was lucky that it was only that in 2018. But also in 2018, a federal grand jury also indicted Ramesh Sunny Balwani, the COO, the partner that she had lived with until 2016, for 12 counts of wire fraud in July of 2022. And he was convicted of those counts. And she was also charged, well, he's going to be sentenced in April of 2023. And she was also charged with 4 counts of wire fraud, or 3 counts of wire fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. She also received a $250,000 fine and to pay restitution for each count of wire fraud. And she will also surrender to her sentencing for, I believe, April of 2023. And she became pregnant, had a son in 2021. And a lot of people believe that she became pregnant on purpose to garner sympathy from the jury and hoping to get a lighter sentence because, putting a woman in jail, pregnant woman or a woman that's just given birth, not giving her time to bond with the child or not able to bond with the child. A lot of people have trouble convicting women whenever they are just given birth or are pregnant, or they seem to get a lighter sentence. And that may not seem fair because of the charges that she was hit with was massive fraud and deception and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. All these things where she was deceptive in what she was saying the vision of the company was different than what was actually happening in the company that they were developing the technology for. And amazingly, she did get into Walgreens with this Edison device. And I believe had it actually been a working, excellent medical device, this would have been one of the greatest inventions of all time. But she had a vision that was so far ahead, and not enough technology or research was able to be done in the short period of time to develop 1,000 types of tests. So it was not viable for using in the medical field, and it could have resulted in people becoming sick or dying or having other complications with if they're being tested for cancer or some other type of disease or something like that, and getting a false reading off of that. So for her to get a sentence that light, I think it was a very light sentence. I really believe that she should have received at least 20 years. And because of this is such a massive fraud on in the whole country. The whole country, selling to hospitals, to Walgreens, probably Walmart, everywhere that it would have been sold and would have been used. And had it been defective, there would have been, just an astronomical amount of lawsuits and detrimental health effects, I believe, from this. And but that's a caveat of having a patriarchal society. So women will probably get a lighter sentence in some white-collar crimes than men will get. And, that's the way that the ball bounces in a society like that, even though I personally believe that she should have gotten a longer sentence. And in 2017, she met Billy Evans, she met him at a frat party, and they were inseparable since they've met, and allegedly they are married, and there's some doubt being put into that. They may not be married, they may be married. I haven't found any marriage records or photos or anything online. It was allegedly a very closed-in ceremony. Nobody from Theranos was invited, only a few personal close friends, they say. And they were engaged in 2019, and he is 29 and she is 38. So he's much younger than her. And he proposed to her with his MIT ring. He's a graduate of MIT, and he's the hotel heir to the Evans Group. And he's also the father of her son that she had in 2021, and she's pregnant with her second child, which she will not be going to jail until April of 2023. So she will give birth before she goes to prison. And he is stuck by her side the whole time, and she seemed to be maybe remorseful about certain things. She was crying, very upset, saying that she had failed, and seemed to be very... she had 130 plus people write letters, friends, family, everybody that was around her that knew her, that felt that she should not get a harsh sentence, wrote letters to the judge. So she does have a lot of support behind her. There were a lot of young women that dressed like her and were admirers of her, and despite the fact that what she did, which I don't think they were taking into account, that I think that was just something they were blinded by her success and her moonshot in her success in the field that she went into, because a lot of women don't go into fields like that she's gone into and succeed in the way that she did. She was just a supernova of a star in that field of technology, but she committed fraud. So if she would have really put herself into doing something the right way and taken the time, I think that she was blinded by possibly greed, and I think the ego of she was on this rise and she was going so fast, and just she got so many awards and was given honorary degrees and all kinds of things. I mean, just outrageous things that had to be taken back after she was convicted or arrested. And her trial was delayed 3 times because of COVID, so she actually would have probably been convicted much sooner. But there was a delay in that, also because she was pregnant with her first child and gave birth. And there is a footnote in this that she was SA'd in 2003 on the Stanford campus at a fraternity house, the Sigma Chi fraternity house, and she said that it influenced her reason to drop out of college. And I think also the relationship that she had with Mr. Balwani, she felt that he was could keep her safe, and there was some type of controlling nature in that relationship. She accused him of sexual abuse and being very controlling, even down to what she was eating and stuff, many things like that in an abusive relationship that happened. And I do believe her, because there is a essay report dating back to 2003 that's actually years before this happened. So I believe that going through something like that, it can change the course of your life, and it can change the course of things that you want to do. And I read the description of what she said, how she felt after that happened to her, and that it made her want to she started thinking in a different way, that she wanted to do something just very worthy and very I can't remember the words that she used, but something like that. It did something to her that made her change her rather than just going ahead and just being a regular student. It made her want to, I think, in order to put that behind her so much, she just forced herself in such a hyper mode to work and to having this vision and trying to put that behind her and to elevate her above that black part in her life, that darkness and that horrible part of her life. And she also said that because of that situation that occurred, it also parlayed into the relationship that she had with Mr. Balwani. But he has denied all charges, saying that everything that she said is not true at all. And so she will be
49 or 50.
39 and a half years old when she gets out of prison. And she will have her son, which is a year old now, and then the baby that she's about to have. So she will not be able to bond with them in a way that most mothers will. She will serve a lot of time in prison. And but she has no money. Her expenses are probably being paid by Billy Evans, her partner. And I believe that once she gets out of prison, this is probably going to be, after she serves all of her time and everything, I'm sure that she will write a book or go on some kind of lecture circuit or do something like that. I really believe that. And she possibly would maybe start another company or do something else. I believe that she's not going to be, it's a setback to anybody to be in prison, but I think that she is so driven. I think that once she gets out, she will be doing something else. So we'll have to wait and see what she does. All right. Thank you all. Y'all have a good day.